How's everybody doing tonight? Well, listen, good evening and welcome to the Activision press conference. And before I go any further, give yourselves a round of applause. Come on. Come on, don't be shy. Because you know what? I know you all have had a long day, but trust me, by the end of tonight, it will all be worth it, okay? Once again, my name is Nelson Diaz, and I will be your host tonight. And let me tell you, I am a huge gaming fan. I've been a gaming fan since the days of Pong. As a matter of fact, I have all three major gaming systems. My 360 gamer score is over 45,000, and I have the pleasure of contributing to a video game website and forum. So I'm like a kid in a candy store tonight, and I hope you all are excited as I am for tonight's event. Now, it is an amazing time for Activision and the gaming industry, and for game lovers like myself. Activision tonight has an incredible slate of games to show you, so without further ado, please join me in welcoming the President and CEO of Activision Publishing, Mr. Mike Griffith. Come on!
Hello, everyone. Well, here, let me just put my Guitar Hero on tour on pause. Okay, well, welcome to the Activision press event. We're really glad to have you here today. You know, this is an old church, and so we started feeling a little bit uneasy about showing some trailers of shooter games, so forth, but we now see that there's a bunch of confessionals along the walls, so I think it's going to be okay. All right, well, I know you've all had a very busy day, and I appreciate you coming together with us today to hear about Activision's game for the coming year. I'm going to give you just a brief overview of how I see the opportunity in front of us this year, and then I'll be followed by a group of very talented developers who will provide details on Activision's games, including Call of Duty World at War, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, James Bond Quantum of Solace, Wolfenstein, and Guitar Hero World Tour. We'll have some exciting game footage to share. There will be some special guests. And then you're all invited to stay for the reception in the garden afterwards. Well, when I first walked out here, I was playing Guitar Hero on tour for two reasons. First, to prove that you can really play this game anywhere. And second, to demonstrate how pervasive this franchise is becoming. In fact, this Guitar Hero DS game has sold nearly 10 times what our next best DS title sold in the same amount of time. Guitar Hero's broad audience, expanding platforms, and increased access to providing a new means to bring music into the hands of consumers proves that we're still only scratching the surface of expanding gaming experiences into new dimensions of mainstream entertainment. As evidence of this, consumers have downloaded more than 18 million songs through Guitar Hero, beyond those provided in the game itself. So tonight, you'll see and hear how we're building on that with this year's Guitar Hero World Tour and GH Tunes. In fact, this is a transformational year for both the gaming industry and for Activision. This year, as an industry, we expect to see continued strong growth of hardware fueled by increased availability and expanded retail shelf sets, current price reductions from a year ago, and further appreciation of the well-differentiated feature sets among all the major platforms. Well, these dynamics are broadening demographics and providing a stronger platform for games to be mainstream social and entertainment experiences. This year is also a transformational time for our company, Activision Blizzard. Between the strong organic growth Activision has experienced in the past 12 to 18 months and the addition of Blizzard Entertainment, Activision Blizzard is about 3 times larger than Activision was just a year ago. Well, Business Week called the merger one of the biggest gaming stories of 2007, if not the decade. Well, that's certainly how we feel. Activision Blizzard creates the world's most profitable pure-play video game publisher with some of the most popular titles in the industry. We're now much more geographically balanced with enhanced corporate capabilities in Asia, complementing our historic strength in North America and Europe. We have a much more balanced portfolio secured by proven, fully owned franchises, complemented by robust long-term licenses covering a broad number of important genres. We have games that appeal to hardcore gamers and games that appeal to traditional mass audiences, and games which are stretching the boundaries of gaming as mainstream entertainment. For example, in the past year, we've nearly doubled the number of consumers who will play Call of Duty. We've more than quadrupled the number of Guitar Hero players. And we're delighted by the number of new Kung Fu Panda fans that we're building right now. Last year's success of Transformers established new expectations for future installments, and we're about to break new ground for James Bond with the very first Bond movie game released concurrently with a Bond movie. So in short, our unique culture and strategy of embracing our autonomous studio model is working to deliver our best and most creative games yet. So let's talk about our new games. I'll begin with a game titled Singularity. This morning we sent out a press release announcing this new wholly owned intellectual property. We're very excited about this first-person action game developed by Raven Software that takes the premise of controlling time to a new dimension not seen in gaming before. Singularity pits shooter and sci-fi fans against a devastating fracture in time. And the concept and game prototype have tested extremely well, and we're excited about bringing this one to market. So let's take a brief look at the trailer.
This may be the last time my voice is heard. I told them it was unsafe. And highly unstable. They wouldn't listen.
Okay. Well, next, I'm going to talk about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, Fusion, developed by Vicarious Visions. This is the sequel to the original bestseller Marvel Ultimate Alliance RPG game and features 24 superheroes, including Spider-Man, Captain America, and the Hulk, as well as such villains as Venom, Green Goblin, crushing and battling their way to victory using the new Fusion feature that allows players to share powers in order to create new and customized superhero combinations. Let's take a look at this trailer. Okay, well, as you know, superheroes come in all shapes, sizes, life forms, and with varying lengths of sideburns. No other superhero makes sideburns look as good as the hero of X-Men Origins, Wolverine, developed by Raven Software. This new game extends our long-standing, strong partnership with Fox Studios and Marvel, and we couldn't be more thrilled. X-Men Origins Wolverine is based on the upcoming Wolverine film starring Hugh Jackman, whose likeness is in the game and is an extension of the immensely successful X-Men movie franchise. In the comics, Wolverine is well known for saying, "I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice." And that kind of sums up Wolverine in this game as well. Another exciting partnership Activision has is with Hasbro. And I'm pleased to announce we've extended this relationship with Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, developed by Luxaflux. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is the sequel to one of 2007's best-selling games, Transformers the Game, and is another piece of the Transformers franchise that includes 2007's blockbuster film, which delivered over $700 million in box office revenue worldwide. The film's sequel is currently in production, with Michael Bay once again slated to direct. We're confident that all the games I've discussed and the others you're about to learn more about, Call of Duty World at War, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, James Bond Quantum of Solace, Wolfenstein, and Guitar Hero World Tour, will deliver new levels of entertainment and excitement around the world. So thank you once again for joining us tonight, and I'll now turn it over to Nelson Diaz, who will guide you again through a review of these games, and I look forward to seeing you at the reception afterwards. Thank you.
Give another round of applause for Mr. Griffith. Woo! It looks like an exciting year ahead for Activision. I personally can't wait to get my hands on those games, unlocking the costumes, finding the golden cubes that were everywhere. So listen, we still have a lot more to show you, a lot more games to talk about. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the man that will talk more about Call of Duty World at War, the developer from Treyarch and the studio head. Please give it up for Mark Lamia.
Hey everyone. It's great to be here and to be able to share with you what we've been working on at Treyarch. It's an exciting time at our studio and we're doing our best work ever. And you know, much of the Call of Duty team making World at War has been making Call of Duty games for a while now. And for some of them, this is their fourth Call of Duty game, going back to Call of Duty United Offensive. So with World at War, the team really wanted to redefine what a World War II shooter meant to people and go in a new and a different direction than what people expected. So we didn't go back to the same World War II. We threw out the rule book. This time, with Call of Duty, players are going to fight through the grittiest and most intense campaigns that they've ever experienced. And for the first time ever in Call of Duty, we're going to the Pacific, where players are going to face new enemies that have entirely new tactics, who show no fear, never surrender, and have no mercy. So whether you're fighting as a U.S. Marine against the Imperial Japanese, or as a soldier in the Russian army invading the heart of Berlin, in both campaigns leading up to the end of the war, players are going to experience a fight where no quarter was taken and none was given. This is Call of Duty World at War.
I've seen things that no training can prepare you for. I look at the faces around me, and I know. Nobody expected anything like this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So as you can see, building on the foundation of the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare engine allows us to make the most realistic and best-looking World War II game ever across all platforms. And more than just visuals, though, players are going to harness the power of some new lethal weaponry, like the flamethrower and flame tanks, which are capable of burning up environmental elements that give cover to camouflaged enemies and that leave charred battlefields in their wake. And for multiplayer, we're building off the foundation of the great multiplayer from Modern Warfare and adding tanks for all new vehicle-based gameplay. With World at War, we're going to deliver the addictive multiplayer elements that gamers love from Call of Duty, which give players the ability to compete in challenges, gain experience, level up, and unlock new perks to take out their opponents. With pure infantry gameplay and maps that's signature to Call of Duty, and combined forces gameplay with infantry and vehicles, we're adding a new dimension to Call of Duty Online. And for the first time ever, with Call of Duty World at War, Treyarch is introducing co-op play, featuring up to 4 players online or 2-player local split screen on consoles. Co-op play allows players to play together in missions that have only been available in single player. But we're not stopping there. We're bringing the same vibe you get from competitive multiplayer to co-op, and we've introduced a new competitive mode to co-op that keeps score and levels, introduces new challenge, rankings, and online stats. And today, we're also excited to announce that Kiefer Sutherland will voice one of the main characters in Call of Duty World at War, and there's more on the way. Now what we're going to show you is some 2-player co-op gameplay from our Pacific campaign during the Battle of Peleliu, and we hope you enjoy it. Thanks, everyone.
Sarge, where the hell are we going?
Direct route to the airfield runs right into the Japanese guns.
I'm just wondering how long we're gonna have to trudge through this filthy shit.
Taking the flank gets us wet, but it won't get us killed. We regroup with the 5th when we're through this swamp. Now quit yapping, and stay sharp.
Poor bastard must have been shot down this morning.
Miller, fuselage is still smoking. Check for survivors.
He's all snarled up on something. Shit! Grenade! Get out of here!
They're out of places to hide! Southwest of here!
of Duty looks intense. I just can't wait to earn a little bit of prestige in the multiplayer. That's all I'm wanting to do. Now listen, let's keep this energy going. Here up next to discuss Spider-Man Web of Shadows is the studio head for Shaba Games, Mr. Chris Scholes. But before he comes up here, why don't we take a look at the trailer for Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
Hey everybody, my name's Chris, and that was a hint of some of the chaos you're going to see in Spider-Man Web of Shadows. So what we have is an original storyline created for the game, and is based in the comic book universe, and it's not based off of a film. And what that's allowed us to do is really craft a story that we feel best that was best for the type of game that we really wanted to make. So you're going to find New York City overwhelmed by a growing invasion of alien symbiotes. That Spider-Man has to wade through this panic. And S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to come and hover over Manhattan in their helicarrier, setting up quarantine zones and evacuation points, just trying desperately to stem the tide against this invasion. The conflict engulfs everybody. And it's going to be up to Spider-Man to decide who to team up with, his fellow heroes, or even some of his oldest adversaries in order to save the city. So one of the main areas that we focused on with this game was the combat system. The combat system has basically been completely rebuilt. We've been able to marry a lot of the things that make extreme sports great, the fluidity of motion and the creativity the player has, and able to push that into an action-adventure genre. So Spider-Man, with his speed and agility and strength, is really the perfect character to make this vision a reality. So what you're going to find is Spider-Man fighting through the streets of Manhattan, just bouncing off of enemy to enemy and being able to swing kick enemies and knock them up into the wall and literally carry the fight up the walls all the way up to the tops of the buildings and then jump off and fight all the way back down. We really feel like we've been able to finally capture for the player exactly how it is that they expect Spider-Man to be able to fight. So what I'm going to show you here is a little bit of our wall combat, and just to set it up, this is one of those S.H.I.E.L.D. evacuation points where civilians are being airlifted to safety as hordes of symbiotes are climbing up the sides of the building trying to get to them, and it's up to Spider-Man to save them. Okay. So another central tenet we had was that we really want to give the player the control to decide how he wanted to fight. So using that as an example, most of the fight took place on the wall, but at any time Spider-Man could have picked up some of the symbiotes, thrown them off into the air, and just started comboing him in the air, and even taking the fight all the way back down to the ground. So it's really up to the player just to decide how he wants to take the fight. And this goes also to the two different suits. So the players can use the red suit, which is more agility and web-based, or rely on the black suit's kind of more brute force and power and strength. But it's really up to the player to decide how he wants to play. And this element of control carries over to the other elements of the game. We have a robust upgrade system. There's dozens of moves that the player can use to customize Spider-Man and really become the hero that they want to be. So there's also a number of decisions throughout the game with real consequences. These decisions are going to affect the story, the way that people react to you, and ultimately control who it is that's fighting by your side in this last desperate struggle against this symbiote army. So I'm going to leave you with a little bit of the air combat. Now this is an earlier build, but I think it gives you a good example, a good taste of what fighting in the air with Spider-Man is like. So this is against Vulture and his minions, and it's Spider-Man fighting 1,000 feet up. So thank you, and hope you enjoy it.
Aw, look at the adorable little Vulture's nest. Is this your new line of work? Goblins are us?
Leave now while you still can.
Oh, it's a cliché fight. Okay, hang on.
I'm warning you, Spider-Man. I am more powerful than ever!
Uh-oh.
Thanks, Chris. That was some great footage. Yeah, keep it going for that. Yeah, sometimes I wish I had a little spidey sense in my life, but sometimes I also wish I was as smooth, suave, and lethal as this next guy. Let's take a look at him in action. I'm sure you all will know exactly who I'm talking about.
I was always very interested to meet you. I'd heard so much about you from Vespa. If she hadn't killed herself, we would have had you too.
Are you going to tell us who you work for?
The first thing you should know about us is that We have people everywhere.
I thought I could trust you. You said you weren't motivated by revenge.
I'm motivated by my duty.
I think you're so blinded by inconsolable rage that you don't care who you hurt. When you can't tell your friends from your enemies, it's time to go.
You don't have to worry about me.
Restrict Bond's movements. Put a stop on his passports. Find Bond.
How long have I got? 30 seconds. That doesn't give us a lot of time.
All right. Now here to tell us more about the latest in the James Bond franchise is the Senior Vice President of Global Business Strategy at Danjaq. Give a warm welcome to Mr. Keith Snellgrove.
Thank you. So who is Danjaq? Most people don't know who we are. They know who this guy is back there, but they don't know who the company is. Danjaq is a small, privately held family company that is actually run by Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson. Now, Barbara is the daughter of Cubby Broccoli, and Michael Wilson is the stepson of Cubby Broccoli, the original producers of the film. And way back when, Cubby was a really smart guy because he not only bought the rights from Ian Fleming to make the movie, but he also bought the global brand rights to the property, to license the brand globally. So we have two separate companies. You'll see in the movie Eon Productions, our production company out of London. We've got about 12 people there in London. And then we've got another 10 here at Danjaq in Los Angeles, and we run the licensing property for the franchise worldwide. That's who we are. Well, Cubby was actually a great guy, and he really believed in partnerships. And he really believed that we're a family and we have family values. So much so that the people who work on our film have worked on 5, 10, 15 films. And even our business partners who we work with have worked with us for many, many films. James Bond has been wearing an Omega watch since GoldenEye. And of course, he's been drinking his Bollinger champagne since Moonraker. So we believe in long-term partnerships. But every once in a while, we need to change partners and look for someone new. And a few years ago, we looked for a new gaming partner. And when we look for partners, we really look for someone who has the same shared values as us. And what we saw in Activision was someone who did have those same shared values, looking for someone who really wanted to make the game as much like the movie as possible. We really want our gamer to feel like they've stepped into a James Bond film. And that's what really attracted us to Activision when they came with us back before Casino Royale. Now, it was kind of a risk back then because before Casino Royale, a lot of people thought the franchise was dead. I mean, Pierce had a very good run. He had 3 films that averaged about $350 million worldwide. Die Another Day did $420 million. But right before Casino Royale, a lot of people thought the franchise was dead. Of course, what do? We hired this guy named Daniel Craig, this blonde Bond, and everyone thought, what are we doing? What are you guys doing here at James Bond? But of course, obviously, it was a success and a huge success. Daniel Craig was an amazing Bond, as I think everyone here realizes, and the film did $594 million globally, significantly above the $420 of Pierce's last film. So we move on to the next film, Quantum of Solace, and our partnership with Activision. We've been filming since January. We've been all over the world. Our studio work's been done in Pinewood in London, but we've been in Panama, we've been in Chile, we've been in Austria, we've been in Italy, and we just finished up at Pinewood Studios in mid-June. Activision has been with us the entire time. We've given them unprecedented access to everything, whether that's our writers, to Daniel, to our script, to our locations, and we really hope that when you see the work that's been done by them, you realize that this really is a really long-term partnership that we hope will start with Quantum of Solace and move well into the future. I'm going to bring up now Garrett, who's going to discuss the next game. He's going to show you scenes both from Casino Royale as well as some new footage from Quantum of Solace that no one has seen before. We're very excited about the partnership, very excited about Activision, and I'm going to bring Garrett here to show you some really great stuff. So here's Garrett.
Good job. Nice job. Nice job. Thank you. I am very excited to be here today. As Keith mentioned, we get to show you some footage that we have never shown publicly before, so we're really excited to do that. But before we jump into that, I do want to give you a little bit of background about the game. So for those of you that saw Casino Royale, hopefully it's everybody, you'll remember that Daniel Craig really reinvented what James Bond is. We as a company are following that lead and reinventing James Bond for gamers. Now, the things that we have to get right through that process is three things. We have to have the right vision, we have to have great technology, and we have to have a really solid, great partnership. And let me tell you what I mean by those three things. The vision is simple. You guys will all understand this. We are, it's our job in this game to really let gamers become this new Bond, this more physical, more cunning, and more dangerous Bond. Now, how that translates into gameplay is you need the immersion and the tactile control of a first-person camera when shooting. Obviously, Bond shoots a lot. But you also need the cinematic appeal that a third-person camera gives you to see those physical hand-to-hand takedowns. That blend of first-person and third-person is what we're doing in our game, and it's never been done before in a Bond game. So we think Bond fans are really going to like it. So that's the vision. Now, a great vision is nothing without great technology. So we are building this game on the Call of Duty 4 engine. It's a great thing for us. That does not mean that James Bond is going to be running through a war-torn battlefield, all right? Let's clarify that right now. But what it does mean is that we get a chance, a head start really, to push the power of the Xbox 360, to push the power of the PlayStation 3. We get a great baseline for our multiplayer gameplay. It also allows us to focus our time on adding new features and really iterate on the gameplay. So that's a huge benefit to us, a huge win for us. The third piece of the puzzle I mentioned is a great partnership. Now, our game tells a story of two movies. It tells the story of Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. Now, to tell that story really effectively, we need a great relationship with the people who wrote the story. Now, Keith and the producers have done a tremendous job of really opening their arms to us, giving us unparalleled access to the movie script, to the sets, to access to the key actors. We got to meet with Daniel Craig 3 or 4 times already. We've shown him the game. We found out he's a huge gamer, which was really cool. He definitely wants this game to be great. That level of access is gold to us as game developers. Without it, we would not be able to build the true James Bond experience. So there you have it. We need the right vision, we need the right technology, and we need a great partnership. That's what it's going to take to build a great Bond game. We believe gamers are ready for another great James Bond game, and that's what we're here to deliver to them. So what I'm going to show you, the first scene I'm going to show you is from Casino Royale. This will give you a sense of the balance between Bond using his mind and Bond using his weapons to get through a part of a mission. Let's take a look.
What?
Who was this man? A bodyguard full of shit. He was alone. He was,
Located Urbano's room.
Not now.
it would be much faster just to kill this machine.
Huh?
Lay down some cover! I'm in position! Move in! Cover me! Need more firepower! Open up!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The team did a really great job on that one. This next clip we're going to show you is, as I said, the very first time we've ever shown in public a scene from a section of our game that's from the brand new movie coming out this fall. We pick up Bond here in a second, waiting for the results of an interrogation. I hope you like it.
Objective achieved! Charges activated!
Palio horse race today. It's likely to be unstable down there. You've got 15,000 Palio fans directly above.
Find his exit.
Thank you. And this last clip that we have is a brand new trailer we just finished last night. I hope you enjoy watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. Thank you for your time.
There are some at MI6 who think I can't trust you. That you're blinded by inconsolable rage and motivated by revenge. But your motivation isn't my only concern. What concerns me are your methods.
Thank you, Keith and Garrett. That was amazing. I cannot wait for the game and the movie to be released. But you know what? If I can't be James Bond, I would love to be the hero in our next game. And here to talk to us more about the latest in the Wolfenstein franchise is co-owner and CEO of id Software, Mr. Todd Hollinshead.
Come on, you guys at least got to give me a little applause like Carmack got when he was at EA yesterday. There you go, there you go. I couldn't let Carmack and Willis take all the glory. So one of the favorite parts of my job is to talk about new stuff that we're working on. And I know it's been a long time, and we've been real quiet about the details, but finally, for the first time publicly, I'm able to share some information about the Wolfenstein project. Now, this is a game that we're working on with the killer guys up at Raven, who is a company that we've been working with for 16 years, going all the way back to the Heretic and Hexen days. And those guys are really doing a killer job on the new Wolfenstein franchise. For those of you who aren't maybe familiar with what Wolfenstein is all about, it's the game that a little bitty company of about 6 guys back in 1992 made and released to the internet, and it created what we now know as the first-person shooter genre. So you have these crazy Nazis, this first-person perspective, and the awesome hero of B.J. Blazkowicz that combined to form this unique universe. And for the new Wolfenstein game, of course, we have B.J. back, who is, well, he's part spy, he's part commando, but he's all true blue blood, 100% badass. And when B.J. fights the Nazis, he and I have one thing in common at least. I may not be a hero, but I like kicking Nazi butt just as much as B.J. does. In the new Wolfenstein, the Nazis are up to some new tricks. They have this fascination with sci-fi, and in the game and the franchise and the universe blurs the lines between reality and science fiction. And the Nazis are exploring a way to open up a portal to another dimension called the Shroud. So in his battle against the Nazis, BJ has to understand the secrets of the Shroud, explore its mysteries, and ultimately use its power to fight the Nazis. In the new game, unlike the other franchise or the other games in the franchise, is that BJ actually doesn't have to fight by himself. The Nazis are pretty tough, and he's able to enlist and recruit the help of the underground resistance to battle the Nazis. So we've got some really cool story-driven elements in the combat on the single-player side, some new elements in the game in terms of BJ not only fighting by himself, but along with the resistance. And, of course, it wouldn't be Wolfenstein, especially with what we did with the Return to Castle Wolfenstein and the award-winning multiplayer. I know there's got to be some Wolf MP fans out there, right? Maybe some Wolf ET fans out there? Absolutely. So we haven't forgot about the multiplayer component. We're going to stick with the team-based, objective-driven multiplayer, but we've got some new surprises as well, including the ability to use some of the cool ultra-realistic and supernatural weapons that BJ finds and learns how to use within the Shroud in the multiplayer component of the game as well. So we've got kick-ass hero, killing Nazis, mysterious occult, and of course killer multiplayer, all coming in the new Wolfenstein game. Now, the guys wouldn't let me show you much, but I do have a little snippet, just a taste, a little tease of a video to show you what the game is going to look like. But we're going to have more details, more information, a little more to show about the game at QuakeCon later this month. That's going to be, let me get a little plug in for our event, July 31st through August 2nd. And we'll have more details there, but I hope you enjoy this and it tides you over for more. Thank you.
Product not yet ready.
Thank you, Todd. I cannot wait to learn more about Wolfenstein in the future. But now it's time to rock. It's time to roll. Get your funk on. Get groovy. Whatever. It's time for Guitar Hero World Tour. right, help me in welcoming the rock star behind Guitar Hero World Tour, Mr. Brian Bright, the project director for Neversoft. Come on, let's give it up for him.
All right, thank you. I was a little nervous, came out a little early, but thanks for coming. What is Guitar Hero without music? I mean, so let me tell you now, we've got 85 master recordings, master songs, in-game, on disc, available. Some of the biggest bands too, like The Doors, the Eagles, Van Halen, bands you won't see anywhere else. We also have the hugest rock stars out there. I mean, last year we had Slash and Tom Morello. This year we've got, just like world class, some of the biggest rock stars, bass players, drummers, vocalists, guitarists. You'll meet a couple of them here today, but we've got plenty more that'll be in store and we'll be telling you about up until launch. Last point on music I want to make is downloadable content. So we're going to be supporting downloadable content in a big way going forward on Guitar Hero World Tour with frequent releases, both singles, track packs, and full-length albums. In fact, Metallica's new album, Death Magnetic, is going to be available, downloadable at launch of Guitar Hero World Tour for the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, and the Wii. All right. So now I'm going to move on to the instruments. I just want to announce something here before I talk about the new guitar, the mic, and the drums. If you have, previously owned instruments from a Guitar Hero game or, previous guitars or drums on the Xbox 360, those will be fully compatible with Guitar Hero. But you'll miss out on some of the cool stuff I'm about to show you. So I guess I shouldn't have said fully. They'll be compatible. Here's the new guitar. New guitar is longer. It's got a different shape, obviously. It's got a longer redesigned strum bar. It's got a directional knob with the guide button inset. It's got still has removable faceplates, so those can be customizable. It's got a star power button here, which is really convenient if you don't want to use the accelerometer. So we have an accelerometer built into the guitar. It's not just a Mercury switch. And we use that to its full extent in the music studio, which I'll show you later. There's also dual start buttons in case you want to play lefty or righty. It's easy access. And then probably obviously the biggest improvement is the slider bar on the neck. So what this allows you to do, it's touch sensitive and allows you to actually play things like slap bass, tap strum. It can replace the strumming. So you can play your frets up here and just tap. And anytime there's a sustained note, you can wah and you can move your hand back and forth and actually produce a wah effect on the note. You earn extra cash for playing that way. There's also tapping and slide sections in songs where you can either tap down here with your fingers without strumming or actually slide your hand back and forth on the slider bar and catching the notes. If you have an older guitar or a non-Guitar Hero guitar, you can play up on the frets without strumming, and you'll see some of that in the song we show you at the close of this presentation. So that's the guitar. The drum kit here. Let me just set this down. The drum kit. One of the first things we wanted to do was we really wanted to make this be the most realistic drumming experience you could ever have in a video game. And part of that was actually elevating the cymbals off of the snare and the two toms. We really wanted to have kind of defined, if you play any song, if you're a real drummer, you want to be able to close your eyes and actually play the song and not have to worry about how we decided to abstract the gameplay from the actual drumming and how we decided to note track it. So the snare is always on red, the hi-hat's on yellow, the high tom is blue, the floor tom is green, and the ride or crash cymbal is orange. And what that allows is it allows for symmetrical gameplay. So if you're a left-handed drummer, you can obviously play lefty flip on the drums. And it allows you to really just know exactly, I'm going to play this song, and I can really get into this music. The other thing we've had on the drum kit, that we really want to do is we want to make it quiet and responsive. So in doing so, we've added, there's a thick layer of silicone on top of the drum heads, which deadens the noise, but gives you a lot of bounce back. So you can actually do snare rolls or flams. Andy can hit 30-second notes no problem on our drum kit, and he's going to come out in a minute. The other thing that we wanted to do is actually pass velocity data from the drum kit back into the console. So we really want to know the harder you hit the drum kit, the louder the drum sounds will be. And these are great for fills. In the music studio, it allows you to be extremely expressive in your music, creating, really funky rhythms and things. So that's the drum kit. A couple things I do want to mention, though, here are the ports on the back. So you might see these ports on other Red Octane products. I'm going to explain what we've got here. The kick pedal, this is the kick pedal port. It's a standard piezo kick pedal, though. So what that means is you can use a Y splitter, plug 2 kick pedals in, and on that Metallica DLC that you buy day one, you can play double bass kick if you like. The other port is for future expansion. It's a hi-hat control pedal. It allows us to actually do new things in the future without actually having to purchase a new drum kit. And probably the biggest thing we've got is a MIDI in jack on the back of the drum kit. So what that means is you can use any drum kit, whether it be a $3,000 Roland kit, a Yamaha kit, anything out there, plug it right in here and play our game with any professional drum kit. There's no homebrew assembly. There's nothing funky like that. One other thing you can do with that, though, is if you have a beatbox or a drum machine or groove box or anything like that and you're a budding musician, you can plug it right into this MIDI in jack and you can play your beats on your drum machine and record them into our music studio for use to share online. So Andy's going to give you a little demonstration of the drums. Take it away. Oh, you're not on? My bad. Yeah, let's give it up for Andy. Right on. Last but not least, it's the microphone, right? So the microphone is a Logitech microphone. It is wired, but what that means is it has reduced latency. It actually has weights in it. It's a very quality piece of microphone. It provides high fidelity, which allows us to have the most accurate pitch detection we could possibly get with the lowest levels of latency. Right now, I'm going to pass the mic back to Nelson.
Thank you, Brian. Give it up for Brian Bright. This is amazing. This is sick. But you know what? Right now, let's bring out one of the best drummers in the world. He is a real drum hero. He also tested out the Guitar Hero drums early on in development and is lending his likeness and music to Guitar Hero World Tour. He's the drummer for Plus 44. He's a member of Expensive Taste and the former drummer for Blink-182. Please give it up for Mr. Travis Barker. What's up, sir? There you go. So Travis. You know what? Thank you for being here. It is an honor for me here. I want to know personally how you got involved with Guitar Hero World Tour and with the development of the drum kit.
Guitar Hero had hit me up to come and check out the kit and see what I thought of the pads and how it functioned. I thought it was super user-friendly for a right-handed drummer or left-handed drummer. I thought the pads were super responsive. I thought the game was awesome, so I went ahead and I did some consulting with them, and I'm the character in the game.
Nice. Now listen, I have a question, because I'm trying to learn the drums. So, is playing the drums on Guitar Hero World Tour harder than playing the drums in a real-life band?
I'd say it's really realistic to the real thing, man. I think if kids or if just gamers get really good on this drum kit, they will be good drummers, because it's so realistic to playing the drums.
Got you. I love the look. Now listen, for an aspiring musician that's going to pick up Guitar Hero World Tour in the fall, is there any any advice, any tips that you can give them?
I think like the studio mode's an interesting mode for the new Guitar Hero, because it enables players, like if I'm in California and you're in another state, you could be in New York, we could make a song together. I could record all the drums and send them to you. You could record the guitars, we could make an entire song.
So it could be global.
Yeah, it's
working
really
with somebody
exciting.
in Russia.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, so listen. Other than your music on this game, is there any other songs that you're really looking forward to hearing on Guitar Hero World Tour?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Van Halen. Looking forward to Metallica.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great drummers in all those bands, and I think everyone will get a chance to really get in people's brains and learn people's styles, like other musicians' styles.
Word. Now listen, thank you for coming out. I know your time is tight. You know, everybody, let's give it up one more time for Mr. Travis Barker. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It was an honor, man. Honor. Thank you. All right, now, coming back to the stage is Mr. Brian Bright. He's going to go into one of the most anticipated new features on Guitar Hero World Tour, the Music Studio. Keep it going.
All right, so Guitar Hero has kind of changed the way people experience music. They get closer to it, they get to play the game. Now they get to play as a full band together. It's not just like an insular thing where you're listening to it on your iPod. You get to play together. So we've taken that one step further, though, and we're actually allowing you to create music together and share it with others. So what you see here is the recording studio. The music studio is built into a couple parts, so I'll kind of give you a brief overview of them. The recording studio allows anyone to jump in and out on drums. Let's see here. Oops. Sorry. On rhythm, lead, bass, drums, keyboard, or even mic. You can sing along while other people are just jamming out. And this is like hot swappable, so anyone can jump in on rhythm guitar. I can bounce back, go to bass, go to drums, try out new sounds, try out new things. And when we think we got our groove on, we can at any time hit record and record what we're doing. And you can actually record any of there's 4 tracks here you can record. You record any of them or all of them at once. I'm going to briefly show you the rhythm guitar. Now we've partnered with Line 6. Now Line 6 make the pod guitar effects. It's hardware effects. They're the leaders in the business. And we've partnered with them. They've given us their real-time amplifier and cabinet modeling to incorporate into Guitar Hero World Tour. What this allows you to do is basically recreate different guitars from the past 40 years. You could play, a British Invasion guitar sound. You could play a heavy Metallica sound. Lots of different guitar sounds. You can go in, you can totally tweak the scale. You can pick the root note, the scale, the power chords. You can even customize your scale, so you can set the guitar up however you want. And then you can play chords, and those are not only recorded, but then obviously played back as note tracks in the game with the music you've created. We've got other instruments. The lead functions similar to the rhythm guitar, but has things like hammer-ons and pull-offs, and tilting actually changes the octave of the guitar in the lead, and the bass follows suit with the lead. But if you're not so musically inclined, or like myself, I've been a DJ for 20 years, I kind of want to make some funky electronic, hip-hop music, something different that you haven't seen yet in Guitar Hero, we've added a list of features called the machines, right? And so these are the drum machine, the bass machine, the lead machine, and the key machine. And the key machine's for the keyboard that I'll show you in a bit. So I'm going to demo the drum machine here. I'll go in, I'll change my instrument. Now, obviously, Andy could come sit down and play a really awesome drum fill for us. We could record that. That could be our backbeat. But I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to use the drum machine. A drum machine takes all the cool input mechanisms that I told you about the guitar, the accelerometer, the star power button, the touch strip. Everything is used in the drum machine. So I'll go in, I'll pick my loop type. Now I've got lots of different loop types. Now these aren't single loops, they're actually banks of 5 loops. So I'm going to pick this bump-in loop here. And then there's 20 drum kits in the game, and each of those also have a percussion kit associated with it. So I'm just going to go down, and there's everything from old school like 8-bit type drum sounds to like Indian sounds to dub reggae kind of sounds to really classic heavy rock sounds. So I'll go in and I'll pick the dub kit. Now, what you're going to see is the fret buttons are going to actually play beats. All right, so I can start and stop beats, and basically it's almost like chopping them up, transposing them, cutting them up in and out like a DJ would. But then I can also modify them with a touch strip, change the pitch with the strum, and actually throw crashes in on the whammy, and then the tilt of the guitar will actually change the velocity of the drums, just like if you were hitting them harder. So it's pretty cool. You can do a lot of things with a drum machine. Now, of course, at any time I could record that. I could play it back. I could record it and just lay it down and let other guys jam on with the rhythm guitar, the lead guitar, and everything. We could just keep building on that backbeat. There's also a keyboard in the game. To give you a brief overview of that, there's, I think, close to 80 different synthesizer sounds on the keyboard. I'll just show you a couple. I mean, everything from acid house to really heavy, like analog bass to, whatever you want, really. I mean, we've got it covered there. So I'll scroll down and just kind of show you how the key machine works. I'll pick this oscillator high sound. Now, the key machine is similar to the drum machine. The frets play different notes, right? But the tilting actually changes the octave. So you see the little thing next to the little lever next to the green gem. It's moving up and down. It's changing the octave. There's 3 octaves you can choose from, and you can basically set it for low, high, or high and really high. So I'll play it here, and I'll just kind of show you again, the slide bar is going to modify the rhythm. So you can have a lot of fun with that. So you take that. I haven't really recorded anything, but if I did, I could go into GH Mix. And this is where, if we all are together as a group and we're having fun and we're recording stuff, one guy's got to be the producer, right? So that guy's going to come back, take it into GH Mix, and actually, make it polished. So GH Mix is essentially, it's like a Pro Tools and a Cubase sequencer kind of merged into one, but made easy enough to use so you can use your Guitar Hero guitar controller to kind of navigate. So I can navigate here. I can do things like set looping sections, go through and lay down drum beats manually on the guitar or the drums. I can copy, paste, delete. You see the 5 tracks there. I can even go down and add markers. And on the markers, I can change the light show. Right? So I've got all these different light shows I can change between. So those markers can be set throughout the timeline, and you can really just craft the experience of what people are going to play as they, download your song. So the last piece of the music studio is GH Tunes. And GH Tunes is a user community. It's a user community of basically Guitar Hero created music out there, and it could be any style. I mean, as you've seen, I can make electronic music, obviously, could make rock music, could make hip-hop, country, really whatever you want to make. You can finish your creation, polish it up in GH Mix if you want. Then you can make an album cover. We have a layered graphic system that can be used throughout the game. It's used for your band logo. It's used for faces on your guitar. You can put it on your drums. You can put it on the wall. You can do anything with it. It's 40 different layers of graphics and fonts and text. You could make an album cover, put that up with your song. Now it's like I've got my song up, it's got my album cover. Other people can go on to GH Tunes and actually download your song. When they download your song, they can either play it, by themselves, or if it's got enough parts in the song, they can play it as a band. They can then rate the song, and then you can move up or down in the overall, rankings for that. So when I'm searching for songs as a user, I have an endless supply of music, of user-generated content. I can go and search by genre. I can search by, what's hot this week, what's the fast mover, what's rising up the charts. It's really like YouTube meets Billboard in the Guitar Hero universe. I'm not connected online, so I can't show you right now, but it's really cool. So, I think the last thing I'm going to show you here today is our Rockstar Creator. So, let me just load into it here. So we still have all the characters from the past Guitar Hero games. We've even added a few from earlier Guitar Hero games. But the big addition this year is the Rockstar Creator. So I can go in, I can pick a female. I can go in and, obviously I can pick her genre. We have full facial sculpting here. So it's kind of funny, I can make her older. I can change her normal maps on her face. I can go in and change the shape of her face, of her head, her nose, her mouth, her eyes. I mean, all that bone sculpting stuff is available, is here. You can really make the rock star that you want. There you see the face paint. That's using the similar layered graphic system that I mentioned about the album covers. And last but not least, there's the instrument creator. We have got a full-on customizable editor for guitars and drums and microphones and basses. So everything's customizable. All the body styles, finish, details, graphics. It just loaded up a random guitar. We've got a randomizer, fretboards, inlays. I mean, everything's customizable. So you can really go online. You can play, with the character you wanted to make online. And we have Battle of the Bands online. You can take your character with your guitar, go online, do Battle of the Bands. Battle of the Bands is a big thing because you can basically play even band career mode. You can play a couple guys at home with you, a couple of pickups from online. Those guys jet, your friends come over, they can join the band. You can it's kind of this amorphous thing. You start off with just 2 guys at home, it can grow to 4 online, and go back to just yourself with 3 pickups. Flexibility is there, as well as Battle of the Bands, which is 4 versus 4 online. There's going to be any combination of local or remote players. So I'm going to pass it back to Nelson here.
Give it up one more time for Brian. Great job, man. And you know what? I can't wait to customize myself using Rockstar. That'll be a quick way for me to lose about 10 to 15 right here. I will look awesome. But now listen, I have another honor to introduce another special guest. I personally saw her in concert a few months ago. She is another friend of Guitar Hero, and she knows definitely how to express herself, and she is the lead singer of Paramore. Please give a big round of applause for Haley Williams. Rock on, Jack. What's up? How are you? And here you go.
Hello.
It is an extreme pleasure.
Thank
Say hello
you.
to the audience.
Hi.
Hi, audience.
How are you guys?
Good, good. Now listen.
Yes.
How was it like, or how does it even feel having one of your songs in the game, but also being a playable character in the game?
Oh, man. Okay, well, the game, we were introduced to Guitar Hero in 2006 on the Warped Tour, and the guys and I got it, and we became addicted, and that's all we did. We didn't go outside on the Warped Tour, right? So we're like the only band with no tan or anything. But we're just hanging out, and we start battling other bands, and I don't know, I love the game, and it's so cool to think about one of our songs being there, listed amongst, all these other legendary bands, and just... It's just it's cool, and seeing myself is the weirdest, creepiest, coolest experience.
It's like a computer mirror, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exactly like me. It's so cool. I love it.
Nice. Now listen, we're going to stay on the topic of your playable character.
Yes.
How was it like? What was your experience doing the mocap for Guitar Hero World Tour?
Oh, I had so much fun. It was amazing. Everyone said
black spandex?
Yes, I do. I mean, this is practically black spandex right now.
All right.
I live in it. I don't know. Everyone told me the outfit was going to be terrible, the suit, and it was awesome. I had a blast. And
you enjoyed it?
Ran around like a fool for a long time. It was good.
Catch me. One of those?
Yeah,
Nice.
dude, it was amazing.
Nice. Now listen, what aspirations, advice, tips would you give as a musician, as a very successful musician, to the aspiring musicians that are going to pick up Guitar Hero World Tour this fall?
Well, I think it's cool because obviously there's a singing feature now, and I think it's going to give people an opportunity to explore that. Maybe if they're too scared to try it on the real stage, they can test it out, go on Guitar Hero, and I mean that's amazing in itself, but the music studio is what I think is really cool, and I think it encourages people to be creative and try their own thing, and they can share it with the world, and I would just say go crazy with it, and just do what you love, and
absolutely,
it's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to try it out myself.
Very well put, very well put. Now listen, other than your songs, now what are you looking at as far as song choices or as far as your interests? What do you want to see on Guitar Hero World Tour as far as songs?
Well, I just heard Slipknot's new single. It's called All Hope Is Lost, and the guitar riff is impossible.
Yeah.
So I would like to see that and get really good at that.
A lot of burnout.
Yeah.
Cramp. Carpal tunnel.
Yeah, that, and also I'm really excited to see what Paramore fans come up with in the music studio, because I'm sure they'll post it online, and I'll get to see it. Oh, maybe, I don't know.
That would be awesome, huh?
It's gonna be really fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll get my gamer tag because I'll give you a tribute.
Yes, thank you.
Now listen, I know that you have a jam schedule. I want to thank you for taking your time out with us.
Thank you.
It has been my pleasure. Everybody, give a round of applause for Haley.
Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Awesome. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. All right. I have one more surprise. It is my honor now to introduce the Neversoft Band, and they are going to premiere Guitar Hero World Tour by playing a ripping, iconic version of Hot for Teacher by Van Halen. Take it away, fellas.
What's up, everybody? You ready to rock? Let's do this! All right! Oh, wow, man, I see. Wait a second, man. What do you think the teacher's going to look like this year? Whoa! Oh, yeah! Teacher, stop that screaming! Teacher, don't you see? Don't wanna be no uptown fool. Maybe I should go to hell, but I'm doing well and teach kids screaming after school. I think of all the education that I've missed, but then like the clock is slow, man. I don't feel tardy. Class is fast. Ooh, yeah. I got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. I'm a teacher. Oh, yes, I'm hot. Oh, yes, I'm hot. Wow. Oh, my God. Woo!
Give it up! Everybody, take a bow. Take a bow. Take a bow. Bow down right there. Take a bow. Everybody stand up for the Neversoft Band. Stand up. Don't be afraid. Woo! Woo! You, my friend, I almost stage dived. That was crazy. I'm fine. Listen, thank you all for being here. I told you you would not regret it. Thanks again to Mike Griffith, Travis Barker, Haley Williams for being out here, as well as all the amazing developers that showed us their latest achievements. I hope I've been a great host for y'all tonight. Please, please, please enjoy the rest of your night. This concludes the Activision press conference. We have some amazing food and drinks outside. Enjoy yourselves. It's my pleasure. Take care.